Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading, on a rainy day in the neighborhood. Yes, here in Eastern Kentucky, it's raining again. So a week ago, we had almost a foot of snow, 1 degree temperature. Then it shoots up to 62 degrees, and my guineas are thinking it's mating season and chasing each other all over the place. And then we get 3 inches of rain, and it's raining again. But I've got some news for you. But before we get into it, please hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. And welcome newcomers and welcome subscribers back to my channel. Please hit the notifications bell to receive notifications when I upload new videos. And thank you everybody for those of you who watched Renata's interviewing of me a couple of days ago. It was a lot longer than we both expected because we were in the beginning, we were having a lot of technical difficulties with StreamYard, and she had to edit some of that out. We were able to figure out how to get a background, and then I noticed that my head is disappearing, and it's because I didn't have enough lighting. I forgot to turn on the overhead light here, so it just kind of cuts off my head. It makes me look like I'm a ghost or something. But it's almost 3 hours long, so anybody who watches to the end, good for you. You deserve an award. I heard this morning that Lisa Marie Presley, I'm going to say quote unquote, died suddenly. Anybody look up those two words together, died suddenly. At the age of 54, you'll understand why she died suddenly. But, it's certainly a loss because she's the only daughter of Elvis Presley, who was an icon. Everybody loves Elvis. And, I still watch some of his old videos that pop up. He was just such a handsome, charming, sexy guy back then. And Lisa Marie resembled him, and now she's gone. I also heard that Sports Illustrated magazine is going to go bust because of their woke policy. And the best news is no more ringy-dingy camera footage for the police. No. According to the Amazon-owned Ring, they'll stop allowing police departments to request doorbell camera footage from users, marking an end to a feature that has drawn criticism from privacy advocates. In a blog post on Wednesday, Ring said it will sunset the request for assistance, quote-unquote, tool, which allows police departments and other public safety agencies to request and receive a video captured by doorbell cameras through Ring's Neighbors app. The company did not provide a reason for the change, which will be effective starting this week. I guarantee there are some lawsuits in the background, guys. They're not telling us. Eric Kuhn, the head of Neighbors, said in the announcement that law enforcement agencies will still be able to make public posts in the Neighbors app. Police and other agencies can also still use the app to, quote, share helpful safety tips, updates, and community events, quote unquote, Kuhn said. The update is the latest restriction Ring has made to police activity on the Neighbors app following concerns raised by privacy watchdogs about the company's relationship with police departments across the country. Critics have stressed the proliferation of these relationships and users' ability to report what they see as, quote, suspicious behavior can change neighborhoods into a place of constant surveillance and lead to more instances of racial profiling. And I'm just going to add here, we all know that the police will use any kind of suspicious activity if you're a target. And then if they see something that they deem suspicious, meaning that they don't like it, they'll just nominate you to a watch list, right? And they'll bastardize the information that they get from the Ring camera. So let's say you have visitors. Okay, you don't know the history of all of your visitors. It could even be a UPS guy, a Federal Express guy. But the police, they need to, up the ante on their grants for the watch lists. So they're just going to steal information from everybody's Ring camera so they can load more people onto the watch list. They can't do that anymore. And if they do, they're going to be in deep doo-doo without a warrant. So now, Ring hopefully will altogether be out of the business of platforming casual and warrantless police requests for footage to its users. Matthew Gariglia, a senior policy analyst at the digital rights group Electronic Frontier Foundation, said in a statement on Wednesday, law enforcement agencies can still access videos using a search warrant. Ring also maintains the right to share footage without user consent in limited circumstances. I would venture to say that, if there was a murder or something like that, something very serious. In mid-2022, Ring disclosed that it handed over 11 videos to police without notifying users that year due to, quote, exigent or emergency, unquote, circumstances, one of the categories that allow it to share videos without permission from owners. However, Gariglia of the Electronic Frontier Foundation said the group maintains skeptical about the ability of police and the company to determine what is or is not an emergency. I agree with that. We all know how they do that, right? Last summer, here you go. Here it is. Ring agreed to pay $5.8 million to settle with the Federal Trade Commission over allegations that the company led employees and contractors access to their user videos. Furthermore, the agency said Ring had inadequate security practices, which allowed hackers to control consumer accounts and cameras. The company disagrees with those claims, but nevertheless, they still had to pay out $5.8 million to settle. Okay? Now, this article, let's see, is dated January 25, 2024 by the Associated Press. Ring will no longer allow police to request users' doorbell camera footage. Hallelujah. We know that there's always going to be a get around to that, but listen, if there was something really serious that happened in front of anybody's camera, and the police could prove that something serious happened, wouldn't you just voluntarily give that portion of the footage over to the police? I mean, I know I would. If I searched my camera and found something that would prove that a crime happened in front of my camera, I would gladly hand it over. But why would I allow anyone access to my camera footage beyond that particular clip? Because you know that when they have access, they're not just looking for that particular information. They're going to keep scrolling back and scrolling back, seeing how many deliveries you got, when you come and go from your house, what your schedule is, what your routine is, who your visitors are. There's no reason anybody should have that information. And certainly, given the fact that, one, for targeted people, we know that that's how they come and go from our house. That's how they steal from us. That's how they vandalize our property. And then, of course, they will claim that any of the footage that they see that is not related to the actual crime is, quote-unquote, suspicious behavior. You know, what if you decided one morning you woke up late, you had a delivery, and let's say you're in your pajamas and you quickly open up the front door and reach in to get your package. Oh, that's suspicious behavior. Look at her. She's still in her nightgown. Oh my goodness, she must be crazy. She's still in her nightgown and she's grabbing a package from her front door. But that's what these losers do. They'll take anything that you do and fabricate it. Okay, so no more Ring camera footage for the police. Oh well, that's without a warrant. But you know that they'll get around it somehow. If there's some backdoor method of getting to the app, which they can easily do. The problem is if they obtain footage without the warrants, without the homeowners, the owner of the camera, without their knowledge, and it becomes aware to the user of that camera, then they can sue them. So, anyway, guys, they need to choose their battles wisely. Leave somebody else's camera alone. You're not paying for it. Hey, if you want to pay for it, you want to pay for everybody's monthly Ring camera, you want to pay for everybody's Ring camera, then maybe they'll allow you access to it. Until then, it belongs to the homeowner. And this is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading, signing off for now.